I'm so happy we get to see this on the back. Even the weight has changed ever so slightly. This is real pretty. Little information. So this is gonna be the Cloudline V2. If you guys remember the Cloudline, the original one, it was a gorgeous board. Honestly, I loved it. I think the cool designs were on the inside and, you know, the rest of the stuff. As beautiful as the board was, I would have loved to see some of those internals exposed on the externals. I think we'll be pleasantly surprised today. This is not a rerun. This is also not backwards compatible, I believe. Pre-order in stock, kind of interchangeably. Basically, everything's already produced, but they're just preparing to ship it from the manufacturer to the vendors. The vendors are going to be JJW for US, Swag Keys for Korea, Pantheon Keys for Singapore, and then Mino Keys for Canada, Prototypist for UK, Keygem for EU, and then I don't know where my fingers are going here, but Switch Keys for Australia. Prices start at about $520. There's also a special edition version, which I don't remember the price of the special edition. I don't think that's listed on here, but it's basically an all steel one, but I think it's like $920, $930. Yeah, it's something like $900. I don't know how many units there are going to be. That was not listed here as well, if anything, but I know the special edition one is going to be even more limited, I guess is the right word to use. It's a special edition one meant for people who want, you know, the craziness of having something super special edition. But in terms of specs of the keyboard, we're looking at a 7-degree typing angle. I think the unit we got today is going to be an F12 TKL full/win keyless. PCB supports ISO, split backspace. Right, we can take a look at that here in a bit. We have a PCB by McLovin. We have aluminum, stainless steel, and brass. We'll show you guys all that too. It's going to be about 5 pounds built, so 4.9 pounds built. It is a 17.1 millimeter front height with a 21.8 effective front height there. Mounting will be inverted O-ring / top mount. So, O-ring and some screws. We'll put this to the side. And we're using MX2As today, as requested by Mr. JJW. And I think we're using the aluminum plate as he requested for this build. PCB. I don't know what this part is. I think this is just a different bottom, but we'll see. So this is my first time opening it as well. Remove the cloth slowly. What kind of stream do you guys think this is today? Oh, I like the accent over here. That is really pretty. I like the way it kind of arcs down a little bit. Sold. Rocket hasn't even seen the back. So as we can already tell, the internals have changed. And we all know why, but, well, maybe we all know why. This is the Win keyless version. God, this is a... Yeah, this is a nice blue. Oh, I'm so happy about this. Dude. I'm so happy we get to see this on the back. Even the weight has changed ever so slightly. This is real pretty. Even just this little scoop on the weight over here, you can see by the shadow, it just makes this look just that much more elegant. The framing of the weight as well. God, this is pretty. Those are supposed to be shooting stars, and the rest are stars. There's clouds, there's a moon, and there's some birds. Yeah, this would be laser etched, guys. I don't think you can do this with anything else but laser. Gorgeous. Here's the side profile if you guys want to see that. Gorgeous. So, box on wedge with a little bit of a taper over here. Well, a little bit of an arc down, you can say. Dude, the birds are a nice touch. Yeah, this is by far one of, if not probably the prettiest, I'll say one of the prettiest TKLs I've ever seen. It's so stunning. Stunning, dude. Here, I'll let you guys stare at it some more. So pretty, dude. This blue is beautiful. Yeah, I'd even say that, I mean, this kind of has a, I don't know if my camera's picking it up super well, but I would also say it leans just like ever so slightly green. Maybe my camera's not doing a great job of picking it up. I would say, like, if you match Norse with this might work really well. It is gorgeous. Do we have to build it? Can we just, like, stare at it all stream? The feet are nice placement on these, in case you guys are wondering. Some other stuff. Exposed screws in the back, which I like. Keyboard shines brighter than my future. Striker would look interesting on this, too. I don't know if this is the right blue for Striker, but the good thing is that after you build it, you can still turn it upside down. Yeah. Let's take a look at the PCB, then. Beautiful red PCB. Yeah, I mean, we got lots of compatibility on this, minus the space bars, but it makes sense. So we have 2 slots here, one for the LEDs, because there is a little bit of RGB accent. I don't know if you guys knew that, underneath this little arc over here. You can't really tell just by looking at it, but that will be for this, and then this will be for the daughter board inside. Also, yeah, JGW, is this a sticker? Should I remove this, or do I leave this? Is this part of the... I'll just leave it, I guess, right? I don't know if I'm supposed to. You can remove it? Oh yeah, okay, so that makes the whole thing look way cleaner. Damn, this is a really pretty PCB though. Really, really cool. I guess let's start doing some stabilizers. Oh, and in case anyone's wondering, I think a really important note here too, just like I believe the original one, if memory serves, the original one also worked with screw-in stabilizers. Now, I think there's a small note about screw-in stabilizers here. Screw-in stabs can be used on the Cloudline V2, but only on solderable PCBs and stiffer plates. This is because the O-ring escape goes above the stabilizers, which maybe we can see in the plate, which we'll take apart here in a second. So you can use screw-in stabs with the O-ring, but it needs to only be on the solderable unit, in case someone was wondering. Where's the LED for the accent? You can see the cable right over here. So the LED is on a separate daughter board, in case you guys were wondering as well. Can you explain why the PCB looks like that? I'm assuming to give some room for the LEDs. See how this sits over here? And the parts for the LEDs. Maybe to give it some breathing room. We'll take this apart here right now because we need the plate. So it's going to be a pre-order / in-stock sale. I would assume more so a pre-order. It's going to be expected March 22nd for pre-orders, according to this pamphlet. I don't exactly know the full scope of when they're shipping out, but apparently all the units are already made. They're just waiting for them to ship from the manufacturer, or preparing rather. That would be the information that I have for you. I don't know if JGW wants to go into more detail about that, but that's all I have. Even the insides are great. Oh, so that piece you sent over is an extra internal piece. So this is the brass internal piece, and I'm assuming, is this a stainless or an aluminum extra piece, JGW? And it tells you even where to lift when you want to take this out. Alu internal. So you could play around with sound profiles if you want to switch back and forth, guys. Interesting. Very cool. Nice too. I like the internal brass weight kind of sitting around the edges here. Interesting choice too, because lately I've been kind of preferring when the switches for the alphas sit above an aluminum piece. So I kind of like that it's sitting on something different there, at least kind of positioned like that. And then there's that daughter board in case you guys were wondering for the LEDs. It's already screwed in, but that's how that would look. And again, this is top mount and O-ring. So we're gonna probably start with O-ring. Now, last time I built a Cloudline, I think there was a bit of a trick that people did, and we did too, which was kind of doing both. And I think that was the preferred that we just did. You did the O-ring plus screw it in for top mount. But we'll do both today, and then we'll do the combo. Even the clouds on the plate, just extending that to the internals just makes this so much more pretty as well. It's just thoughtful little things like this that I think separate this particular board and kind of help justify the price even more so. Very, very cool. The clouds on the plate are a nice touch. Yeah, just little things like that. If you're soldering, just make sure everything actuates and you don't hear any weird noises before you start soldering everything down, or else this becomes a giant pain in the ass to do afterwards. Okay, so 70A is this one. The clear is 50A, and this is 30. So right away, 30 is going back in the bag because I don't like 30. Let's try the 70A today. Should I route it through here, JJW? This little piece here? Oh, okay, so this is... I had that feeling. Interesting. More likely to stay in place. That is very thoughtful. I really like that. That is a very thoughtful design here. Very, very cool. I really like things like that too. Yeah, it just makes the build experience that much more fun. These are the perfect length JSTs, by the way, guys. With the engraving on the bottom case, it says JGW Cloudline V2 and then a logo here. Okay, we can try top mount after this. Let's just do this first. I really appreciate how easy this is. No ribbon cable nonsense. There's the back of the board in case you guys want to see it again. It's so nice being able to see all these beautiful Cloudline engravings and stuff now. That is deceiving because you can barely even see the little gap where the RGB goes through. That is a nice touch. If you told me that there was no LED there, I would have been like, yeah, I believe you. That is really pretty. You guys didn't want beige. I offered beige, a beige set. I think this is fun. I think it's a little different. Holy heck, man, that looks stunning. I do think this looks good, me personally, but whatever. Not everyone has to like it, guys. Remember, we're all different. We all like different things. Well, shall we give it a test? Give it a little spin-a-rooney here. This is a 70A O-ring with retooled cherry black switches, aluminum plate, and GMK keycaps. We'll try the 50A O-ring right after this. The alphas are really nice. I love the way this feels. I like the alphas. I will admit, I do personally wish this was brighter, but I mean, it still sounds nice. It still sounds like good. Like I said, I want to just experiment and see what I like the best here and if we can get something more to what I personally usually like. So that was the 70A. So maybe we'll get a bit of a brighter sound from the 50. That was the clear one, I believe, was the 50A. Ooh, maybe the 50 is the nicer O-ring on this. The mods are still a little empty on the O-ring, which is, again, kind of how it sounded in the first one as well. Little empty sounding, but that's okay. Okay, so I like the 50A a lot more, actually. Believe it or not, the 50A works better for this particular board. So now I want to open it up one more time here. We'll try the 50 again, because I think the 50 was the better of the O-rings for the at least the brass internal piece here. I can already tell you, I think I'm already preferring the V2 better. I remember the V1 O-ring, I thought it was just okay. I think top mount for me in the original board is where this shined, or doing the combination of both. And for me to even say, like, yeah, the O-ring on the V2 is a lot better, like, I think that's a lot coming from me even. I do prefer already the sound of this. I think, you know what actually would be nice for this too, JW? Going with that, like that kind of clip mount thing that we've seen in some boards where it kind of pinches the cable together over here. Or even just a heat shrink on this would be really, really clever. Ooh, I like this a lot better with the aluminum. I like this a lot better with the aluminum inside. It has a bit more resonance to it, and I don't think it's... Maybe the brass is kind of lowering the tonality of it a little bit. Yeah, everything but the spacebar right now, even the enter and shift, sound a lot better too. Ooh, that sounds really good. I like the aluminum. I like the little bit of resonance this kind of produces, and I think this kind of makes it seem a bit brighter. I like that a lot more. Yeah, interesting what that little piece can do on the inside. The top mount sounds more consistent. Well, this isn't top. This is still O-ring. We're going to do top right now. You forgot the spacers? Oh, there is little slots for them, which is nice. So these shouldn't move around, unlike some other boards we've seen who try to do this kind of stuff. Also, Prine, thank you so much for the Prime. I really appreciate that. Thank you, dude. That means a lot. So this is the combo now. Combo top O-ring with the aluminum internals. I like this. God, combo top never fails to impress in any board. The spacebar has like a lot of volume now, and it almost feels like, yeah, it feels like deep in a way. I don't know, I think the spacebar is very well rounded in this. I like this combination. This is cool. I like this one here. Yeah, this sounds a lot like the V1. Well, okay, so far I'm pretty happy with everything. I like this the most. I think this is the nicest of all the sound signatures. Let's try it with the brass, and then we'll do the top mount. And we'll just do the top mount with brass. I don't think the aluminum top mount will sound very good. I think it's going to be way too resonant. Now, the brass internal piece. Shall we see what this sounds like? Yeah, like I like this. It does sound nice, like the combination. A little less resonance. A lot more volume to everything. Yeah, it sounds like the Cloudline now. Like, this is what I liked about it in the first place, other than the design. So, okay, I'm happy with this. I'm happy with the combination mount. Okay, here is the top mount now. This is not a combination. This is just purely top mount. Actually, this sounds really good in top mount config. Okay, let's give this a go. All right, I do feel like the top mount sounds a little better since last time. I don't know if it's like the weight distribution on the inside or the PC spacers. Yeah, I was about to say that usually. Ooh, that does sound the best out of all three, I think. Yeah, this sounds the best out of all three. This is only top mount. I think top mount wins for me out of all these. Oh, by like a landslide. I really like the pitch of everything on all the keys. This with a plastic plate for me would be my ideal sound signature. I already know how this would sound in a plastic plate config with these particular switches. I mean, it feels like a top mount. It's just the plastic spacers don't add any sort of, you know, softness or anything. So don't expect that with this. But I would say top mount's my favorite. The combo mount was second, just like the original Cloudline. Unfortunately, I'm not like, compared to the others, I wouldn't probably pick just the O-ring. I think the modifiers sound a little bit shallow or boring with the O-ring mount. Not like my huge cup of tea here, but the combo was really fun. If you're looking for something a lot deeper, the combination slapped. I think that sounded really good too. I think this is just one of the few streams where we wanted to try literally like 7 different configurations. I hope this was helpful, by the way. But thank you guys for tuning in. Love you and see you tomorrow. Bye, everybody.